In a world where peace often hangs by a thread, recent developments in the Russia-Ukraine conflict have added fuel to an already blazing fire. The tension that's been simmering between Russia and Ukraine has recently taken a new twist. As the conflict escalates, the possibility of a more significant European involvement has been thrown into the mix. The man at the helm of this idea? None other than French President Emmanuel Macron. Yes, you heard it right. France is now considering stepping into the fray. Macron has been deliberating on sending European troops to Ukraine. This proposal, however, has not been met with unanimous approval. The reactions from European leaders have been mixed, to say the least. Some countries are firmly against the idea of deploying troops on the ground, but that's not the end of the story. In a twist that shows the urgency of the situation, a new coalition is in the making. Its mission? To supply Ukraine with missiles? This move marks a significant shift in Macron's stance on acquiring arms from outside the European Union. Why the change, you ask? It's simple. The European arms stockpiles are depleting and Ukraine needs support. So, strategic autonomy, while still a long-term goal for Macron, takes a back seat for now. Over the ocean, the United States has clearly stated its position. No American troops will be sent to Ukraine. This stance echoes that of NATO, which has also ruled out the deployment of combat troops. Back in France, Macron's leadership, particularly his role in shaping Europe's foreign policy, is under scrutiny. Critics are vocal, but Macron remains undeterred. He continues to advocate for a united European defense against potential Russian aggression. As the conflict intensifies, the world watches with bated breath, hoping for a resolution. French President Emmanuel Macron, a key player in this unfolding drama, has suggested a course of action that has sparked both controversy and conversation. In the face of rising tensions and an escalating conflict in Ukraine, Macron has proposed the deployment of European troops. This proposition comes as a stark contrast to NATO's stance, which has been firmly against the deployment of combat troops. It's a bold move, one that has ignited a flurry of responses from European leaders. While some countries are opposed to the idea of sending troops, it's clear that Macron's suggestion has stirred up a potent dialogue. But the conversation doesn't stop there. Macron's stance on acquiring arms has taken a significant shift. Traditionally, Macron has been an advocate for strategic autonomy, aiming for Europe to be self-sufficient in terms of defense. However, the urgent need to support Ukraine has prompted a change in perspective. Macron is now looking outside the European Union to acquire arms. This shift reflects the current reality of depleted European arms stockpiles. The need for weaponry is urgent, and Macron acknowledges this. In response, a new coalition is being formed, with the sole purpose of supplying Ukraine with missiles. It's a move that underscores the severity of the situation and the commitment of European nations to support Ukraine in this conflict. Despite the boldness of his proposals, Macron's leadership in bolstering Europe's foreign policy has not been without criticism. Domestically, he faces opposition and scrutiny. However, Macron remains steadfast. His actions and words continue to advocate for a united European defense, a collective stand against potential Russian aggression. Macron's bold move, while facing criticism at home, signifies his commitment to a united European defense against potential Russian aggression. The ripples of this conflict are not confined to Europe, they are felt worldwide. The US's stance on the matter further exemplifies this. While European nations grapple with the potential of increased involvement in Ukraine, across the Atlantic, the United States has firmly ruled out sending troops. This decision underscores NATO's position against deploying combat troops, a stance that has been a cornerstone of their approach to the conflict. The US's decision is not made lightly. It carries with it a host of implications, not just for the nation, but for the global community. Firstly, it underscores the complexities of international relations, and the delicate balance countries must strike. The decision to not deploy troops calls into question the role of larger powers in global conflicts. It sparks a conversation around responsibility and intervention, raising questions about the line between military support and overreach. Secondly, it has implications on alliances and international cooperation. The US's decision sends a clear message to its allies and adversaries alike. It speaks of a collective approach, of standing by alliances, and respecting shared decisions. It's a reminder that in a world increasingly connected, decisions made by one nation reverberate across borders, affecting relations and negotiations. Lastly, the US's stance sheds light on the shifting dynamics of global power. As nations like France step up, the traditional roles of global powerhouses are being reassessed. The world is watching as countries navigate their roles and responsibilities on the international stage. But more than anything, this conflict, and the varied responses to it, highlight the constant evolution of international politics. The Russia-Ukraine conflict, with its potential French involvement, is a stark reminder of the ever-changing landscape of global power dynamics and political maneuvering. In conclusion, the Russia-Ukraine conflict, now with the potential involvement of France, continues to evolve. As we hope for peace, the world remains a stage for power dynamics and political maneuvering. Stay connected for more updates on this pressing issue. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the complexities of the Russia-Ukraine conflict and its global implications. We hope that our analysis and insights have provided some clarity amidst the turbulent sea of international politics. It's important to remember, however, that these situations are always evolving. These global power dynamics and political maneuverings are a reflection of our interconnected world, and we must all do our part to stay informed and engaged. If you found this video insightful and want to stay updated on this issue and many others, please consider subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us continue to provide comprehensive coverage on these significant global events. And if you have any thoughts on this matter, we'd love to hear from you in the comments section. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay safe.